Hello, hello, hello. All right, before I get into the toast, I have to make a public service announcement. So, yesterday, Brandon and his groomsmen and a couple of us old guys went golfing. And Uncle Tom had a hole in one. So, so Uncle Dave said, "That's nothing. I can beat that. I'll get hit by a car at the rehearsal dinner." Or Dan, I'm sorry, Uncle Dan. All right, so on behalf of Susan, Dave, Heather, and myself, welcome to the wedding of our children, Brandon and Alexa. So this is a hard one because my baby's getting married. I always called Alexa my baby, and I still do. Being the baby in the family has its advantages. Just ask her sister Taylor. You get your ears pierced earlier, get a cell phone earlier, just to name a couple of the advantages. So speaking of baby, I have such heartwarming images of walking into her bedroom in the morning with that wild curly hair, those bright blue eyes, and ear-to-ear grin, standing in her crib waiting to greet you in the morning. She was always such a happy-go-lucky kid until she turned into a 13-year-old girl. Typical 13-year-old girl. I have a lot of memories of Lexa over the years, some heart-stopping, like the time she decided to crawl up onto a chair in our living room, stand up, lean on the back, go through our living room window, and end up outside. Thank goodness she was unscathed, and we got through that one. We were able to spend a lot of time together throughout her life. Being a highly skilled athlete myself, I wanted her. Who's questioning that? Get them out the door now. Let's go. Or at least no more alcohol for them. I wanted her to follow in my footsteps. So we tried soccer. No. Softball. No. Tennis. No. Basketball. No. Until she found her sport, cheerleading. So obviously I had to give up coaching her at that point. Unfortunately, her career came to a bitter end. She sustained a concussion when her a stunt failed and she got kicked in the head. We had some great times at the lake, from fishing, tubing, and water skiing. I'll never forget the first time she got up on one ski and skied down the lake. Made me proud. She, like her mother and sister, attended WVU. Yeah, so I felt like I was on a 10-year tailgate party at WVU. It was a great time hanging out with her friends at the WVU games, the lake, the bars of Morgantown. Alexa was destined to be a teacher. Her favorite thing to do as a kid was play school, whether it was Susan, Taylor, me, my dad, or a class of imaginary kids. She always loved being in front of the class and teaching. On the flip side, there's Brandon. Brandon loves learning. He's like a sponge when it comes to learning and retaining a plethora of information. So those of you that know Brandon, he started getting ready yesterday so he would be on time today. He has no sense of urgency. That's why they won't let him work in an urgent care. So first time we met Brandon was at the yard at the Galleria. In comes Alexa with her shiny new toy. This handsome, muscle-bound dude with a flashy smile. I was waiting for it. Me Brandon, you Chris, nice to meet you. Then nothing, not a word. Finally, he speaks, and it is with great intelligence, humbleness, and kindness. He's probably the smartest person I know. As athletic as he is, I can still kick his ass in golf. We really got to know Brandon during COVID. They'd come spend every other weekend at our house during COVID. We would play basketball, cards, and I introduced him and Andrew to the game of croquet. And they loved it, even though I beat them every game. So for those of you that don't know Brandon, he's going to be a doctor, a real doctor. Not one of those PhDs that call themselves a doctor. He's going to be one, then cut you open, fix something, and sew you back up. A real doctor. Susan wants him to specialize in plastic surgery. What woman doesn't want a plastic surgeon in the family? His choice right now is anesthesiology, which I'm really good with. He may help me get a good night's sleep for the first time in 30 years. It brings Susan and I great comfort knowing that Alexa is marrying a man with Brandon's qualities: intelligence, integrity, kindness, looks, and muscles. So raise your glasses for a Polish blessing and a toast to the bride and groom. May God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortunes and rich in blessings. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. Na zdrowie. So this time I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Chris for the blessing. I just want to say, one thing. So Susan and I go to Christ Church and have been doing so for a long time. Chris joined the church about 15 years ago. So we feel blessed to have him officiate the wedding, a pastor that knows Alexa very well and, got to meet Brandon and knows him as well. So we thank him and Jen for coming out and spending the time, and Chris for doing the officiating of the wedding. Have fun.